Oh, hello, strangers. It's been a while. Where's Col gone? Oh, there he is. Hello, Col.
What's been going on? I've been asleep for 585 days. What's happened in between time?
We're like Michael Bublé at Christmas, aren't we? We just thaw us out when something's happening. Otherwise, just keep them in the freezer until we need to do a Christmas jingle.
Tell you what, I've been asleep. I've been hibernating.
Oh God, 585 days. Has it really been 585?
585 days until we did the last podcast. Unbelievable.
Wow.
Blimey. Do you know what? It's been that long, I can't even work the software anymore. So you might have to bear with me. Sorry about this.
I've had 585 days to do a little bit of research, and I forgot. I didn't have enough time.
Still didn't bring it with you, did you?
No.
Just like the good old days.
Good old days.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's basically why we're doing this, because it's all kicked off and it's like the good old days.
It is like the good old days. Right. Oh, goodness. Hang on. Sorry. We've just got to play this. 1 second.
As always, this podcast
does
not contain any financial advice either from the podcast owners or its guests. We are, however, smooth-brained apes who just love the stock.
You just love the stock. There you go.
Still
Didn't quite get to the end there, did it?
This time.
Yeah.
Still loving the stock.
I think you might need to put your mouth a bit nearer to the mic, mate. I keep losing you.
No, I think the mic's a bit old. I need to replace it.
It's cutting. It's cutting because you're too far away.
How's that?
That sounds lovely, mate.
Oh, close. You want me to speak up?
Stop making love to it.
Making love
to it. If you go any further, you're going to come through the screen and get me. So
I'm going to come somewhere, baby. Hey.
All over those hedges.
Enough of that.
Hedgy bukkake.
Filth.
Hedgy bukkake. Right, mate. Hello. Where have you been for 585 days?
Well, it's a long story. I went to the moon to have a look if there's any GameStop stuff happening there yet, but no, we've not quite gone to the moon yet.
Okay.
And then I sniffed around Uranus for a bit. No game stuff going on there. And it basically came back, and I've learned to crochet.
Well, at least you've learned to do something. I've just been asleep for 585 days until some guy called Keith. Called Keith came along and woke us all up.
And pretend your name is Keith. Throw a chicken in the air, stick a decker up your nose. Random, but okay.
No, some guy called Keith. Keith Gill? Have you heard of him?
I have. I believe I have heard of him. He's got deep fucking value, apparently.
Apparently, it is epic deep fucking value. Yes, Mr. Roaring Kitty himself has come alive, and so has the community. It was brilliant. So last Monday, Keith decided to send out his first tweet on Twitter for 3 years. I think it is 2020.
More than 585 days. So he's got us beat.
Yeah, he did. He definitely beat us. Yeah, and then all of a sudden the meme stocks have come back into life again. But I don't think that's true. I think the fact that me and you, it was me and you, right? Me and you had a barbecue 2 weeks ago, and then the week after, everyone woke up, and then I started Roaring Kitty. Everyone just came alive. It's us.
Someone must have told Keith that we were having a barbecue together, and he's like, "Oh shit, Great Escape Boys back together again.
Better get the band back together. Better get that band back together." Anyway, it's got nothing to do with Mr. Gill. It's everything to do with Sam and Col. So hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. We're back. Speaking absolute bollocks. Actually, we're not speaking out of bollocks. What do we do, Sam?
Speak bollocks.
Yeah, we do that. Well, what else do we do?
2 dudes doing your DD, that one.
2 dudes doing your DD. So none of this is our...
I'm rusty. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. We're getting there, though. This is not our DD. This is your DD that we are just basically replaying back to the community, and we're trying to make it as funny and as understand it, so you could easily understand it. We're all smooth-brained apes. We need to understand what's going on and why things are moving forward. But I have to say, Keith didn't make it easy for us, because everything he posted was either a meme video or a picture, which is in true Roaring Kitty fashion, because he can't say anything because when he does, he gets pulled up in front of the Senate and gets asked to provide evidence around meme stocks, which is what happened last time. So, Anyway, there you go. Right, I've got some notes here somewhere. Oh, before we do any of that, podcast tradition. Podcast tradition, mate.
Yeah, McEwen's champion. Oh, snap! It's who's giving me thumbs down? Snap, baby.
Oh, it is the podcast beer of choice. McEwen's champion.
You know what? I'm all out of whiskey as well, so I've got no whiskey.
What?
No whiskey in the house. What? There might be actually. I like.
What are you doing?
Like
so McEwen's has been the podcast choice for beer for a long time, hasn't it? It's the tramp's choice of beer.
It's strong.
It is strong. It is strong.
Fucks you up.
By the way, cheers to all the apes watching, because there's quite a few watching, which is very good of you. Thanks very much for joining us. We're not going to keep you long. We're just going to go through the basics and also
blowing the dust off. Really, blowing the dust, getting rid of the rust. You know, dust and rust is a must. In us, you can trust.
Well, I'll tell you what. If nothing hasn't changed, we're talking shit again. So there we go. Right. Let's start. Where should we start, mate?
Start at the beginning. Always
in the beginning, as always. Right then. So, in true fashion, this is not our DD. This is your DD. Let me share my screen if I can find the sherry screen.
Nada. Rian
nicked.
Yeah.
Got to move my screen over there because I can't see what I'm doing.
As in true, what was he called in Martin called? Jeremy Irons. So talk to me like you would a small child or a golden retriever.
Or my Labrador dog, I think is what he said. Yeah. Right. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Da-da-da-da. Actually, you probably can't see that because I need to sort of zoom it in a little bit. Hang on. And in true fashion, we're going to start with Salvador, the meme lord. Now, weirdly enough, I was walking my dog today, and I thought, you know what? I'll listen to one of the old podcasts, and I did, and it was episode 29, which was a Christmas special where we had Sal, we had Joey, we had Booker, we had Corey, and I think me and you on it, and it was good value. It was really good. It was really good value. Yeah, it was very messy. I think we had about. Before the show, we like an hour before the show, didn't we? We were just making sure all the mics were working and everything, and we're all drinking, and it got really messy. I think the only person who wasn't drinking was Sal. Yeah, I think everyone else was drinking. So anyway, so
early the next day to do some memes.
Indeed. So cheers to Sal. You get the first mention back on the podcast, and this is exactly it. One day before Roaring Kitty returns.
Yeah, absolutely bang on.
Well, I lost you there, mate.
Absolutely bang on. It's right.
It is. There you go. One day before Roaring Kitty returns, everyone's feeling old and tired. And we were feeling a bit old and tired. Roaring Kitty comes back. Day one. Here we go. Nice.
You know what? I've not been old and tired. I've just been zen, been chilled out. It's not been bothering me. I'm just like, cool. I've got my stonks there. I've DRS to load, book to load. I've got a few others here and there and different, spread them out over a few brokers just to make sure that we don't get fucked over by everybody. And I've been happy. I've popped in, had a quick look here and there, and then,
Question for you. Along. Have the hedges covered?
No.
This ain't over. It's not over until they cover. And I think we're close. And we're going to get to that in a second. There's a lot going on.
There's something brewing. There's like
Roaring Kitty wouldn't come out from wherever he's been over the last 2 or 3 years to just stir everyone up. And a lot of people were saying, well, maybe his account was hacked, maybe he sold his account and everything else. And there's a few people on Twitter that had basically said, he sold his account to me and I'm running his account and it's all this and all that, and like pretending that they were running the account and had nothing to do with it. I legitimately think, and there's still a lot of people who think that, I legitimately think that it was him. and it is him. And it turns out, weirdly, we'll come on to it in a second, because there was an announcement on Friday from GameStop about them launching announcing their W3 and also the preliminary results, which we'll also talk about, because there seems to be a little bit of FUD going on around those results. And just as a bit of a shock moment, the results are good. Those results are not bad results. Don't let mainstream media and the stock market tell you otherwise. Those results are good. Who was that?
That was Emma, I think. Either it's my wife or I'm getting burgled. One or the other. And because I am so into the podcast, the burglars can take what they want, and I'm not going to move.
Fair enough. We're doing it for the fans.
Yeah.
Cool. Anyway, so if you were living under a rock, which you clearly weren't, if you're an ape, well, this was interesting because we had a series of videos where, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think the first day, Monday and maybe Tuesday, he was sending one an hour, I think it was, and one every 60 minutes. And I don't know how many, in fact, I do know how many he had. I've got a little mini competition for you in a second, mate, about how many videos he had. And actually, I'll open it up to the chat as well, if the chat wants to join in. And the chat is live. There's Kukiyaki Gamer. Waving, saying hello.
Well, I know that all the memes and pictures and videos and stuff lasted about an hour and 6 minutes, one after the other.
They did, and we'll come on to that as well, because that's really interesting. That was the community being the community again. It's great. All of this is great. The community is back,
right?
To the
golden shit. Back to
it is. It's exciting. Thank you very much for everyone just coming alive again. It was really good to see Coke Rat. It was really good to see Chris Cross. It was really good to see.
I've not seen Chris Cross for ages.
I know, and it was really good to see everyone being back in the moment. So, if you're online and you're watching this, just come and say hello in the chat. We're on Twitter, but we're also on YouTube as well as a YouTube link. Come and say hello to us and join in, because we really do want you to say pay more attention. Come and join us and join in with us as well.
Pay attention to the back, kids. No talking. Pay attention.
Pay attention to the back. There was 2 or 3 videos for me that really stood out, and I really liked this one here. Right, this was the Peaky Blinders one. It says it's going to be a busy few weeks. Now he sent this one. This one came out on I think it was the 18th of May.
Sorry, Col, I'm going to have to stop you there. I need you to say that in a Peaky Blinders Birmingham accent.
I don't even like Peaky Blinders.
What?
I know. Sorry, I'm probably one of the few people who don't like Peaky Blinders.
We can't be friends anymore.
You do it because you watched it. You're a bit of Peaky Blinders.
I do like Peaky Blinders.
Yeah, I don't like Peaky Blinders.
I'm rubbish at Birmingham accent, so it's going to be a bit of a week, brother.
What was that? That was more South London.
I just made it up then. Great.
That was awful.
It's going to be a busy few weeks, brother.
That was more like it. That was more like it.
Birmingham, but
not quite Birmingham.
Brummie. Not Brummie. We're not talking full on Brummie. We're talking a little bit of Brummie.
Right. It's going to be a busy few weeks, brother. So this was done earlier. This was done earlier in the week, and the first bit of this video was about everyone needs to not fight. Basically, everyone needs to stop fighting and pay attention. And I think this was he was right. And I think this was a little bit of everyone needs to stop just getting at each other. And I think as a community, I think Sal's meme summed it up brilliantly. We'd all become a bit jaded and we'd all become a bit tired. And then he's like
getting really narky and snickety.
Yeah, we are. And AMC versus GME and it's all like nonsense.
It should be us versus the shorts and the shitty headphones.
Exactly that. So it ended up being a little bit tit for tat. So the first thing you said is no fighting. So there you go, people. No fighting. We aren't. Everyone on this, watching this and on Twitter, they're not the enemy. The hedge is the enemy, and we have to unite together to keep the momentum going. But then it said it's going to be a busy few weeks. So his final tweet, which was on Friday, was him. What was it? Did you see it?
ET. Was it not the ET one?
Yeah. He basically got in a ship with ET and took off. So he was the plant pot that he took off with. Keith turned himself into a plant pot and shot off into space.
Unicorn rainbow of unicorn.
That was right, unicorn rainbow on the way out. GME black and red rainbow that shot out the backside of the spaceship. So that was him done, and he wouldn't have done that and put that. He wouldn't have put it's going to be a busy. There you go. It's going to be a busy few.
What the fuck are you doing?
Can you think of it?
Fire or what?
It's going to be a busy few weeks, brother. If he didn't think he was going to come back, he knew what was coming. And this was on Friday. He posted the ET thing, and then obviously that shot off into the sky. And then GameStop, about the same time, announced what was going on with them, and we'll come on to that in a second because there is something going on with GameStop. But at the same time, they also launched their preliminary report, which we'll also come on to. Now then, I'm trying to work out. Actually, here we go.
Here we go.
So Salvador posted this. So the Roaring Kitty videos in reverse. This is how it should be done, but it was actually done by Roaring Pika. So
have you watched it all in reverse, all the way through?
I've watched the first 20 minutes in reverse.
Yeah, I got 15 minutes of that. Yeah,
and it's just as batshit crazy as it is the other way around. So I was a bit like, well, it is what it is.
A shitload of work went into all those.
Oh, mate.
But it took probably 3 years.
It probably would have taken about 3 years to do all that. And again, there's rumors that he had a team of people working with him and everything else. But I don't know. It just seemed a little bit too personal for it to be choreographed or written by anyone else. It just seemed a bit too personal, which is why I still think it's him. It's not somebody else that, bought the account or whatever. Yeah. So, but that was it. But if you watched it, I mean, there's so many references. I mean, it was great. A little bit like when Ryan C was posting little memes everywhere.
Yeah.
And people were trying to overanalyze everything all the time. Well, the community has just done exactly the same, and I absolutely love it. I have completely missed how batshit crazy the community is, and I love it to death because people have taken these videos and they've super analyzed them and they've like pulled them together and gone, yeah, I think it means this, and I think if you spin around 3 times and pat your head, this will happen, and the squeeze will happen, and off we go. And it's just fantastic. So there's some amazing theories out there. One of them, and I'll come on to it in a minute, actually. One of them is around the 7 video, the one what's in the box? What's in the box? And apparently that's got something to do with the filing that they did on Friday. And it's amazing how people have just taken 5 or 6 bits of stuff, a meme or the filing that GameStop did,
and maybe like doing the basket of 7 companies that they've got all going to be connected.
Yes,
I did see a bit of that.
Do you want to describe it? Just tell everyone what we think it might be.
It might just be lots of 7 up to maybe less. Maybe, who knows? All companies all in the basket kind of thing. We like to say that, don't we? It's in a basket where they're all connected as one. And you buy one share in it and you get a little bit of each company or something. I don't know how it would work, but who knows? Yeah.
Basically, it's this. Take off. You've been wanting that for ages. Take off.
I've been building my proper one in the garden. I've got like a 74.5 foot rocket.
Have you got space for me in it?
Oh yeah, for all the apes.
All the apes.
It's kind of like the TARDIS inside, but in the 585 days, I lied when I said I learned to crochet. I have studied rocket science, and I've built a rocket for us all to get to the moon. Super
handy, mate, because we're going to the moon. Yeah. So that's super handy. Anyway,
it's nearly finished as well, so that's probably good timing.
741. So this is a little bit of fan theory that's currently going around where they think so there's something called I think it's called a warrant stock offer. And I could be wrong here, but and I'm happy for the chat to correct me either way. It's a warrant stock offer where basically they've been to bundle up a load of stocks. Now, obviously, outside of GME, the one that's the most obvious is Bed Bath & Beyond, and that's obviously because that's a little bit of unfinished business, I think, for Ryan.
Yeah,
and but the thing is that stock delisted itself, which was interesting. Now, I'll come to a bit more on that later because there's not theory. This is actually true. The Bed Bath & Beyond board that rejected Ryan Cohen's $400 million offer to do a full takeover are being sued at this moment in time. They're being sued, and I'll come on to who's suing them in a second. And it's got something to do with Five Guys. And Five Guys was one of the videos that Roaring Kitty did. I mean, this is how bonkers this is. Now, this all could be complete and utter nonsense, right? But it's just too coincidental for it not to be. It's just a little bit too far-fetched for it not to be. When you tell a story and someone goes, "Oh, you tell a real story," and someone goes, "Oh, you can't tell that story. It's too far-fetched," but it's actually real life. There you go. I think that's where we are. So anyway, there you go. So there was 110. Oh, I didn't quiz you, did I? 110 Roaring Kitty posts last week.
There was 110, Col. Yes. 105 minutes. Yes.
Unbelievable. Gave it away, didn't I? Gave it away.
And funnily enough, it runs the same length of time forward as it does backwards.
It does what, sorry?
It runs for exactly the same length of time forwards as if you watch it backwards.
No.
Don't know how that works.
Get out of town.
Crazy.
Get out of town. That is absolutely bonkers.
I know.
1 million views on the reverse one. So Roaring Peaker got all the videos, put them backwards, and went from the ET one, as you can see there, all the way through to the picture of him leaning forward in his chair, and which obviously is brilliant. But Roaring Peaker did that. So it's an hour and 6 minutes. It's already got over 1 million views.
I remember waking up and looking, because I wake up in the morning, check my phone, have a look at what's happening here and there, and I was like, "What's going on? What? Oh, okay, now Roaring Kitty's posted it." I was like, "Oh, this is exciting."
Everyone get excited.
Morning glory straight off, and that was the day. Like, glued to my phone for the next 3 days.
Morning glory, excitement, exactly. Anyway, so 1 million downloads of reverse video. Now let me zoom over to this here. I'm gonna have to go and find it on my feed. Hold the line, callers. Your
call is important to us.
Your viewing of this podcast is important to us. However, because I'm a little bit not used to doing the podcast, I've forgotten to bring up my Twitter feed. I'm bringing up my Twitter feed. It's what's happening, apparently.
Super rusty.
Super rusty.
But excited to be back. It was like, when all this kicked off, it was like, "Right, Col, podcast, should we do one? This is all kicking off." It's like, "Yeah, let's do one."
Sorry, I'm just looking on Twitter. Kane's asked us to play Crime and Lies, and it would be...
Yeah, saw that before.
It would
be rude of us not to.
It would be a crime not to, right? It'd be a crime not to.
Col, basically, in pre-market, one of the days last week, we touched $80. $80. And then it's just been absolutely spanked down with no shares to borrow and nothing out there. So what is the reason for that, Col? What do you think the explanation is?
I think I might have one for you, mate.
Mm-hmm.
It's crime and lies. Crime and lies, it ain't no thing. Kenny lies. It's crime and lies. Crime and lies. It's crime and lies. Kenny lies. Crime and lies. Crime and lies.
It's crime and lies, mate.
I've forgotten.
It's crime and lies. Yeah. Apparently, some guy called Kenny, he lies as well. So yeah.
Kenny's got an annoying voice.
Oh, he's just so easily fucking dislikable, isn't he?
Yeah, he's had 585 days to become all right, but no, he's still a massive cock.
Massive bell end. Right, let me get my feed up. Sorry, hold the line, caller. You carry on chatting to people. We've got a really good audience tonight, by the way. We've got a lot of people watching this.
Who's
tonight.
on? I can't see who's on.
We've got over 500 people watching us.
Get the fuck out of town. Really?
No, we're not.
You guys got nothing better to do than listen to you talk shite. Really? Come on. There's a whole world out there to do shit with. You're here.
It's a whole new world. Right, let me bring up my feed. Sorry about this. I should have been far more.
Well, guys, get your asses into the chat and ask us questions and give us stuff if we fuck it up or get it wrong.
I've got Twitter up as well, so if you want to put a message on Twitter, please do so onto the feed. Right then.
Anything on mine, because I'm shit, and I'm bad at computers.
You're not bad at computers. All right,
I've got an NFT.
Here
Well,
it is.
A few hundred, but I've got 741.
741. Right. This is interesting. Let me bring this up. Hang on a sec. Oh my god, I'm so rusty.
Come on, Col. I'm rusty. Look at this beard. It's not ginger, it's electric rust.
Electric rust?
Yes. Neon copper.
That's like posh for ginger, right?
Fuck off, Col.
Right.
It's going grey around here, though.
Right then. Here we go.
Like a fox's bum.
Edwin Barnes C. I think Edwin Barnes has been on our podcast before. I
don't recognise the name, to be honest.
It's been a long time since we've done the podcast. Yeah. I do. I recognise Edwin Barnes. Anyway, I've just saying that I only followed him the other day, and I would normally I would have followed them in advance. Anyway, the reverse Uno has been sprung. BBBY new docket revealed fraud that has been confirmed and the process of overturning transactions.
You've got your messages open as well, your private messages on that.
Oh yeah, so we have.
Might be worth.
There you go.
I was sending you dick pics before, and I don't want those on the internet again.
Right then. Go on. Now this is interesting. So here we go. So BBBY, right? So overturning transactions have begun. So there's 2 court cases open against BBBY. The first one is mismanagement of the board of the business that made it go under, especially as Ryan Cohen put in a $400 million offer to buy it, which apparently was slightly over market price, which is what you'd expect from a buyout. But at the same time, everyone knew that they were being shorted down into nothing, right? So the market was against them, unfortunately, apart from idiots like us that were buying the stock knowing full well they were going to go under, but we did our best.
I remember ringing, it's a fucking Hail Mary, this, let's try it. Like, just buy some stock and see what happens.
They were like, what, 10 cents a share or something? So I bought a boatload trying to save them. Anyway, so first, and that's the first thing. The second thing is Brandon Meadows has an $11 billion claim against BBBY. Who's Brandon Meadows? He works for a multinational conglomerate called Addison Holdings. Who's Addison Holdings? They own Five Guys. The five Roaring Kitty tweeted at me about 5 guys riding on a horse. And that's interesting, isn't it? So reverse Uno. So basically, this is what was going on. So they're claiming against Bed Bath & Beyond. And this is where this 741 thing comes in. So they think that I don't know how this works, and someone in the chat could tell me. But the idea is that the 741, one of the obviously the first stock will be GME, second stock is probably BBBY, third stock is probably going to be MC, and then there's going to be a draft of other ones that sit behind it inside that box of stock. But Bed Bath & Beyond has been delisted, and the company doesn't exist anymore. So I don't know how this actually works. But
if I ever met Brendan Meadows in person, and he said, "Hi, I'm Brendan Meadows," I'd have to say, "Hiya, Brendan. What field are you in?" As a pun on his name for Meadows, and see if he got it. He'd probably punch me, but I'd have to do it.
We just lost 100 viewers.
I'm okay with that. I couldn't help it.
Right. So Addison Holdings owns all these companies, and obviously Five Guys is the one that sort of jumps off the page there. And here we are. So this is the Annex D of what was going on. So they added the BBB ticker for estate. So basically what they're trying to do is they're being investigated. Whether the SEC actually do anything about this, God knows. Unlikely. Gary Gensler is watching porn and drinking milk. So what does he know? But the idea is that the BBBY ticker is being investigated for not only for malmanagement of the organization, and we've seen this before where we had oh goodness, was it BCG? Do you remember BCG Group?
No.
BCG Group were installed on the GME board when Ryan Cohen took over, and he kicked them out. Do you remember? Yeah, these are the people these are the people that were poisoning the company, basically badly advising the board on what should happen next. They're a management consulting company. I think they're based out of Boston. And and they were mismanaging GME, and Ryan kicked them out. Now, BBBY, the concept here is I think BBBY also had the same idiots that were poisoning the board. Basically, it's like the guy from Lord of the Rings, the guy that poisons the king through Sauron. It's that whole concept.
Anyway, how you don't like Peaky Blinders? Like, not that I don't like Lord of the Rings, I've just never seen it. Never seen any of the Lord of the Rings.
I went full geek there, didn't I? Anyway, BBBY. Bottom line is, it looks like we've not seen the end of it. I think it's going to come back at some stage, which is interesting. Which then probably leads into the fan theory around the stock entered up into this into the box, into the 7 box, which is interesting. So I mean, that's
all my transactions to make sure I've got proof that I own or had before it was delisted. BBBY.
That's right. Yeah.
On eToro, I think I've got them on. I can't remember.
Yeah. So if you had BBBY stock, if you had BBBY stock, go to your broker, because they're obviously delisted, so they're not in your portfolio anymore. Go to your broker and ask them for an account, a breakdown account of you owning those stocks, because there's a chance they might come back. Obviously, probably a massive amount of litigation that they'll have to get through to get there in the first place. But get evidence, have it in your hand, keep hold of it. It's one little bit of advice. It's not financial advice; it's just solid logic.
Hey, Tato in the chat. It's great to see you boys back. It's been 84 years.
Hey!
And I'm feeling like the old lady who threw the heart of the ocean off the Titanic. It's been that long.
84 years.
Our hearts still go on.
Amazing. Right. So that was that. Right. Let me dig back into my DD.
I did put the one foyer I've had into Twitter over the past couple of days. The first post I saw was from Jim Cramer. I can't remember what he put, but my favourite reply was Ordinary Adam, at Ordinary Adam. Just like, fuck you, Jim. Shut the fuck up, Jim. And every time Jim Cramer's posted anything, he's put, shut the fuck up, Jim. It just makes me chuckle. It makes me laugh way more than it should. It's just like, brilliant.
Actually, I think Adam put, I think because it was Jim Cramer's daughter's birthday.
Yeah, it's Emma's birthday, wasn't it?
Yeah, she was
Happy birthday, Emma. And fuck you, Jim. It's like brilliant.
Oh dear, brilliant. Right. Let me bring this up. So let's talk about what GameStop announced.
It's a weird one, this, isn't it? It's weird how they've announced like preliminary. It's not often done like this.
Oh, I lost you there, mate.
It's weird. Not often done like this. It's a weird one. The last time I think they did this was not before. Was it not before the run up in 2021?
Oh, I'm not sure about that. I think there was a. Oh, do you know what? I don't know. Maybe the chat knows. I don't know, but I do remember something along those lines. But here we go, right? So this is what they announced. Again, this was on Friday. This was the same time that Roaring Kitty sent his last tweet out, which was the ET tweet. So here we go. Let me just go into this, because everyone, again, as I said at the beginning of the podcast, everyone had this down as bad news. This is absolutely not bad news in any way whatsoever.
No.
So net sales are meant to be in the range of 0.872 billion and basically 0.9 billion. And that's down from 1.2 billion. And that makes sense. The reason why that makes sense is because they've closed a lot of brick and mortar stores that weren't performing. So they've got rid of a lot of that. Now that is equated to the fact that their net loss for the quarter is between 27 and 37 million. Everyone's like, oh, net loss? This company's in turnaround. That compared year on year, it was 50 million.
So it's 20 million less of a loss.
So they're
in
nearly
the first quarter, which is, the
slowest quarter.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's a
Everyone's
quarter
got everything at Christmas, and it's January, February, March. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's the slowest quarter. It's always the one that's the fattest on margin quarter. So they have reduced their fiscal overhead by half, nearly half, if they get to the lower end of that 27, 37. which is phenomenal. So the revenue's down, yeah, but the fiscal loss is a lot lower. And if you then take the fact that they've put 45 million shares up for sale that should have been taken today, that as a value is worth, I think at $22, it was worth something like $950 million.
They'll give them $2 billion.
$2 billion. So they've already got about $1 billion in the bank. So that'd be $2 billion. 5% on $2 billion. That's nice. That's a nice chunk of money. Even at 5%, that's a nice chunk of money. Now think about what you've got here. You've got a loss of between 27 and 37 million.
Excuse me.
Let's say they continue to close the brick and mortar stores that aren't doing very well, aren't performing, and then double down on the ones that are performing. And then there's $2 billion in the bank earning 5%.
I'd like
they're going to be turning a profit by this time next year or the year after. That is a good place to be. $2 billion in the bank. $2 billion in the bank. And then obviously sales will grow between Q2, 3, and 4, especially because 4's Christmas. It's always a good quarter for GameStop. So these figures are brilliant. There's nothing wrong with these figures. But mainstream media will pluck out.
It's super easy to say, oh, they've lost. They're losing.
Exactly. And our soul's like,
fortune. Less. It's actually, we're doing well. We're losing less than we did last year. So it's getting better.
It's bullish. The results are really genuinely bullish results. This is an organization that's in transition, right? They're not trying to do a rule of 40 yet because they've not got in that profit state making. They're not doing rule of 40. They're doing recovery, right? And a company will generally, especially a brick and mortar company, will probably take about 5 years to recover. Right? We're only on year 3, right? So this is good. This is good. By the end of this year and into year 4, they should be turning significant profit. Now, there's some other theories about why they're raising the money, and I'll come on to that in a second. But this is just a classic example of mainstream media. Look at this, right? So this was Ben. Completely false information. Sorry, hi Ben. By the way, good to see you, mate. I'm guessing you've been around. We've not been around. 585 days.
Ben's always around.
Completely false information being pushed by the media to keep the masses asleep, right? So big surge, big drop. What's today's price at? Do you know?
It was at 19 something last time. Well, give me a second, and I will find it. I actually bought a few more today. Can't help it. It's at 2018, $20.
Okay, it's not dropped that much then.
Saying on eToro 9% so far today drop. Okay,
it's fine.
We've done that.
It's fine. It looks like we're selling.
First time, guys.
Have you sold?
No,
I haven't sold. Anyone in chat sold?
I've only bought.
Exactly. Right. Anyway, Fortune magazine. This was the title they put up. GameStop is crashing after the company reported weak sales and cashed in on the meme stock revival by selling 45 million shares. Absolute trash. That is not true. They didn't sell 45 million shares. They have the option to sell 45 million shares, whether they all get bought by the shorts today. That would make sense. I mean, I don't think they've released all of them at once. I'm not sure about that either. People might want to correct me on that.
I've not looked at volume or anything today, so I'm not sure.
But the option to buy these real shares from GameStop is a little bit of an olive branch to the shorts. If you're smart and you're a short and you're smart, you'll get out buying these shares. Right, first one out isn't left holding the bag of shit. Right, there's going to be a big old steaming, flaming bag of crap lying around, and you don't want to be the last one holding it. Right,
biggest bag of excrement ever assembled.
Exactly. I think so. Walrus Farts has definitely been on the podcast before. GameStop didn't sell 45 million shares. How is this not market manipulation? Exactly. How is it not market manipulation? And how can anyone accuse Roaring Kitty of the same thing where he has literally said nothing? He's just posted some videos. All right. Cryptic, possibly. Telling a story, possibly. In reverse, maybe very possibly. But it's ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
The whole fucking thing is ridiculous. This is what we've had
changed, has it?
3 or 4 years of just being absolute fucking bonkers.
It's good to be back.
Zen. It's like, yeah, whatever.
It's good to be back.
It's absolute Are you ready with your finger, Carl? It's absolute crime and lies all the time. Press the fucking button.
Oh,
Do the button, crime and lies.
hang on.
Just for
See,
chaos.
I would normally be all over that, but I'm not. Hang on. Give me a sec.
It's been shit for 3 years. Crime and lies.
Ready? Seamless link.
It's crime and lies. Crime and lies, it ain't no thing. Can it lies? It's crime and lies. Crime and lies. It's crime and lies. Can it lies? Crime and lies. Crime and lies.
just seamless, that wasn't it? Seamless.
It was. It's like we've been doing it every day.
It's like we used to do it every week for 2 years. Anyway, yeah, there we go. So
where's the time going?
Oh no, mate, I really don't know.
We're not millionaires yet. Why not?
And this is the best one. This was the best one. So this one made me laugh the most out of all of the things that I've seen over the last few days. This one, apart from roaring Kitty doing Lebowski with Cohen with a massive boner, that made me piss my pants laughing.
That's actually in the film. That's just a scene taken from the film that he scribbles on the thing. And it's like the boner. It's great. Big Lebowski is one of the best fucking films ever.
Cohen at the top though.
Randomly enough, I got ordained as a dude in dudism. I've got a certificate and everything because I was willing to the Big Lebowski that much. You could send off and be ordained in dudism. So I am legally allowed to perform weddings as a dudist.
Mate, that is a
and everything.
Should be. That needs to be in your CV. That does.
It does. In fact, I'm going to add it to my CV.
Should. Absolutely.
Dude abides.
Dude abides, exactly. Anyway, so apart from the massive boner, Cohen boner, which again links to everything we're talking about, all these weeks worth of videos.
Big green dildos, baby.
And then GameStop doing what we'll come on to the W3 in a second. Coming on to the S3 in a second. It's not, none of this is, Roaring Kitty didn't come out of hibernation, out of his carbonite, Han Solo style to
we're so geeky, it's great.
I know, it's good, isn't it? Just for a week, just to piss people off, or to to get us all up and running. Things are moving again. This is legitimately happening. If you're a hedgie, you're in massive trouble. Anyway, speaking of hedgies in massive trouble, guess who's come out and shorted GME again? Andrew has not left the building. Unfortunately, he's still in the building, holding the flaming bag of turd.
Andrew is a spaz.
Say that again, mate. I lost you.
I was just saying Andrew is a spaz.
Andrew is a spaz. So Andrew left of Citron Research. I mean, what a crap name as well. Says that he's shorting GameStop.
Lemon, baby.
Well, yeah, exactly. After his 2021 short flopped. So this was the guy that cried on TV. Is that right?
Oh gosh, yeah, I remember that.
Isn't it? Oh, this is the guy that cried on TV because he just lost $1 gazillion of stupidness. And here we go. So Wall Street Bets here didn't learn his lesson the first time. I'm so dumb. I lost 100 mil shorting Jimmy, and I'll fucking do it again.
Hell yeah!
I don't think he talks like that, by the way. But
no.
Yeah, there
someone
you
go. Needs to on that picture. Someone needs to superimpose him sucking a dildo because it's just.
Oh, Sal or Joey or someone if you're watching. I mean, that is a great. Oh yeah, look at that
big green dildo in his mouth. Thank you.
Can I draw on this? I can draw on this. Hang on a second.
You drawn it, cock.
I'm there. I'm doing it. I reckon he's got. I reckon he's
green. It's got to be a big green dildo.
Oh no! Hang on. Oh mate, can I draw on this? No, I can't draw on this. But there you go. I can click on it.
Oh god, it was near like what's he called? Bob Ross. Is it Bob Ross? He used to the afro headed painted guy.
Yeah. Bob Ross.
Bob Ross. Yeah. You never saw him
do that.
A big green dildo.
Just pretend he's got a dildo in his mouth.
Oh god.
Oh dear. God, I've missed this. Right. What else is there? What else we got going up?
I don't know. Bring something up, because as usual, I'm shite at my research and I just watch stuff and then forget about it. Where have you gone, Col? Don't leave me. He's left me. Motherfucker. Right, I'm going to run away as well then.
There you go.
He comes back.
I'm back. I'm here.
Your camera's gone off.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, mate. I don't know what was happening there.
You're not putting your afro. I thought you were putting your afro wig on and like going to start doing a Bob Ross painting.
No, I'm all there. This was the 7 in a 7 in a box
basket.
Yeah, so meme stonker. GME will offer a basket of 7 securities tied to one overall ticker. You cannot break apart the one ticker without repurchasing the 7 other tickers. So I don't know how this works.
No,
but I think it's what they call a warranted stock. But I always thought a warranted stock was when the organization that owns the stock can offer to sell you stock at a set price that they set. So this is the other bit of the theory behind what's going on here at the moment. So there's another theory that they think that GME are going to offer a bit of another olive branch to the shorts and say, we will allow you to leave this, but it's going to cost you. We're going to set a pretty high bar, and it's going to cost you to leave. No one obviously knows what that is. So there's another. So forget this theory about 7 in 1. There's another theory that they'll do a warranted stock option where they can offer to sell, well, pretty much a huge amount of shares, but at a set value. So if you're a shorting GME and you want to legitimately get out, you can buy this stock at a set price. Now we can buy the stock as well. So because we're shareholders, we can also buy the stock. So we can buy a stock at that particular price. Now, what the theory is behind this is that this could then shorts will cover, which means the price will shoot through the roof. And then we get to the whole infinite losses, and whoever's left holding the flaming bag of turd will be holding a very large, very flamey bag of turd, which is probably going to be Andrew, isn't it? Because he got caught out last time. So,
speaking of infinite losses, it was good to see Lightning Warrior back on it again. Infinite losses.
Lightning was back as well, which is always good to watch. So anyway, meme stonker. I don't know how this works. If anyone knows how this works, do you know what? I should be checking Twitter here because probably people shouting going, "It's this, you idiots! It's this! You've got it wrong! You're spreading misinformation!
It's fud! You're full of piss!
It's for your fudding!
Out!
You mother fudders!"
Why, Col? Why would GameStop offer the olive branch to the hedges?
Sorry?
Why would they offer an olive branch? Why would they offer a way out?
Because they're
going.
So it gives us a payday. That's one. So it gives us a payday, but that's not. It's what Ryan Cohen's not bothered about. Well, he is bothered about us because we've kept the company. We've saved the company as of the AMC. Apes have saved AMC. So I think he knows that we're due payback, right? But also at the same point, they want their company left alone, right? They want to legitimately do something with their company. And there's a theory, this is another theory as well. There's a theory that the bricks and mortar bit of GME will be sold. And they'll sell it for whatever the market value of GME is at a particular time. There's a theory that they're going to sell the company, and the money they make, including the $2 billion that they've got in the bank, they're going to start an investment fund under the GME banner. So they're actually going to create like an investment fund. Now this would tie nicely. Sorry. This would tie nicely into that theory that they would create this 7 in 1 basket, and they'd take that fund, that bigger fund that they're putting together to bring all this together for them to. I don't know how this works, but I'm going to suggest that you can't just go off and pick 7 stocks and go, there you go. I'm sure they have to go away and buy the shares to be able to offer the shares out as one ticker overall.
Lots of filings with the SEC as well and all that sort of shit.
I don't know how this works. I haven't got a clue. I bet Twitter's going, it's this, you morons. So no, but I don't know how it works. But this would be very interesting. But again, the other theory to this is, so there's 2 theories there. The theory is that they'll possibly end up selling the bricks and mortar bit of the business, but in a better state, which is why they're closing the stores that aren't doing so well. etc., etc. But the other side of this is that they will then take the money and create this investment fund that I think it was touted about a year ago. I think somebody was saying, why would Cohen want to create this investment fund? Because Cohen's got a set of subsidiary companies, and I think one of them was set up to do this type of thing. So I think there's a bit of theory behind that, and $2 billion is going to go a long way to help set
You're
it
not
up.
just going to sit there with $2 billion in the bank and not do anything with it, are you?
You could earn 5%. You could earn 5%. It'll look great.
I can make a lot more of it, and I thought then 5%. What's 5%? 100 million a year. Pocket change. Okay.
I agree. Anyway, so what's in the box? Don't know.
What's in the box?
But it sounds fabulous, doesn't it?
I was going to say what was in the box then, but for anyone who's not had the pleasure of seeing Seven, I'm not going to say it because it's a great movie and you should watch it and find out what's in the box for yourselves, you cheeky little monkeys.
However, if you don't like Gwyneth Paltrow, you'll like what's in the box. Anyway, let's and it's not a
Paltrow's box is in the box.
It's not a candle that smells of a fanny. So yeah, it isn't that.
Did she actually really do something stupid?
Yeah, they actually made a candle that smelled of a snatch. I mean, I don't get any of that.
Minge wax.
I looked at how they extracted it from her. I mean, that's a question I've got. How do you manage to do that?
Oil from babies, you squeeze and squeeze and squeeze until she was dry.
So
here we go again.
Exactly. The reason why I posted this picture here is because obviously Keith knows something, and Ryan's doing something, and the board are doing something. But how does Keith know that Ryan's up to something, and how does Ryan know how to feed Keith? Yeah, but you can't say that allegedly. By the way, that's allegedly, because if you say that, it means that there's some insider trading going on, right? And obviously there is no insider trading here whatsoever. I just think that Keith knows what's going on, and he's trying to put two and two together. And obviously, the Lebowski Cohen boner was fucking hilarious. That did make me laugh.
Lebowski was by the Coen brothers.
By the Coen brothers, exactly.
So there we go, right?
Exactly.
Maybe Keith Gill is actually Ryan Cohen's brother.
Eh?
I don't know. I'm just going well.
Cohen's quite a popular name. It's quite a popular name. So anyway, right then. So we talked about we talked about the community being back. We talked about the community being back and thriving. Everyone's energized and bouncing off each other. And Roaring Kitty went from sending tweets every 15 minutes on Thursday and Friday last week. And everyone was like, it's a crescendo moment. Something big's going to happen.
Yeah, like a big old
GME. Exactly. GME did the prelim report and then did the S3. We'll come on to the S3 in a second. But what else happened? What it felt like the good old days, right? The good old days were back. But what else happened?
What did happen?
The good old days were back because Robin Hood took away the buy button again.
I didn't get it.
On Tuesday, when the stock went up, $30 or it was $25 on the second day, Robin Hood took away the buy button. And today, this is a screenshot from today. So this is the Parzival. So Parzival's definitely also been on the podcast before.
Yes,
so hello. Robin Hood now limiting the price Jeremy can trade at. That's ridiculous. If that's not market rigging, there isn't. You can't buy GameStop unless it's at this price. I mean, that's just ridiculous.
That's manipulation.
It is manipulation. Exactly that. And it wasn't the only case. They took away the buy button physically on Monday afternoon, Tuesday, opening trading hours. But they weren't the only ones. So I think today, Webull did exactly the same thing. They did exactly the same thing as Webull did today. And eToro did it on Wednesday, Thursday. They put a mechanism in place where you could not buy or sell your stock on eToro. It wouldn't let you do it. The only time you could do it was out of hours. I mean, how are they getting away with this?
Well, it's a free and a fair market, Col.
It's allegedly a free and fair market. So absolute bullshit. There you go. So this was from today. So that was Robin Hood from today, and this was Webull from today. Absolute bonkersness all around.
You have
unbelievable.
We should do a new section where you have the Great Escape Like we used to do golden banana, but the rotten banana.
Have I got golden banana? I have. I got golden banana. Hang on a sec.
Don't golden banana these fuckers. That was for good stuff. Don't you dare play golden banana for Weeble and Robin the Hood. Are you listening to it in your headphones?
Can you not hear that?
No.
What?
No.
Golden banana. I can't believe you can't hear that. I can't believe you can't hear that.
I can't believe you didn't even play it with these shitters on the screen. Take them off. They're making my eyes sick.
Do you know what? I'm gonna have to load up golden banana as a video. Anyway, ETFs. There is insufficient buying power to place this order. What does that mean? Due to the increased risk of volatile securities and/or leveraged ETFs, why do I care as a buyer? That's your risk, not my risk. So why are you telling me this?
You've got the money. Yeah.
That's just saying. Oh, this game isn't fair anymore. It's against me, so I'm gonna panic and not lie to. Oh, bullshit!
I can't remember what news outlet it was in the US where the reporter said this isn't investing. I was like, well, it really is, because it's people buying stocks and holding on to them because we like the company. That's the whole fucking point. I'm getting angry, Carl. I'm getting angry again.
Don't.
585 days before I fucking have a little rant.
Don't get angry. Let's just get even instead. Right? Let's just get even. Right. A little bit of a break from GME for a second. What are they? A big fan of the podcast, and you know how much of a fan.
Lost you. You've gone off. I can't hear you. No. Technical issues. Let me see if my. Oh, I can hear you now.
Can you hear me now? Yeah.
Just about, yeah.
Some weird stuff going on my end. Sorry about this.
I've seen your end, and there is some weird stuff on it.
Podcast favorite? Podcast favorite? Lady?
Yeah, Lady Loves Stonk.
No. Podcast favorite. We talk about quite a lot. There's a short of her in it. You got a choice. You got a choice of two.
Is it Janet Yellen or Nancy Pelosi?
It's Nancy Pelosi. Congratulations, you got it right. So then, Nancy Pelosi. How much money?
Oh, for fuck's sake!
How much money? And I could redeem myself here and score a point back. I'm going to give you three options. How much money has Nancy Pelosi made this year? So it's only May. This year so far in stocks. Is it $10 million? Is it $20 million? Or is it $30 million?
This year so far.
This year so far in May, yeah.
Wow. 30 million would be fucking amazing. As would 10 million or 20 million. So I'm going to go for 20. Bastard. Boom! Come on. Give me the ding. I want a ding. Thank you.
That's 2-0 to you today. That's unbelievable.
Yes, and I've not done any fucking research. It's just good guessing.
So this is from Unusual Wales. So Nancy Pelosi's portfolio, which she's made 20 million in the market this year, and we are on May the 20th. That
insider trading.
Unbelievable how she can make that type of money.
And she can't even fucking speak, which is great. You know, every time she gets up to speak, it's like.
But she's a genius. You do know that. Unusual Wales has got a tracks all her. He tracks pretty much all of the senators' stock take. And there was another Republican guy that had come out quite well over the last few weeks, selling a lot of chip stocks, a lot of semiconductor stocks.
Right? Is he copying their trades as well? Has he got skin in the game?
If you go onto his website, you can follow Nancy's trades basically. So you too can earn $20 and not 20 million bucks. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, they got a bit of Nancy Pelosi stuff. Right, we're coming to the end of this, and
wow, that looks normal.
Yeah, well, I was just about to say this looks very normal, doesn't it, for a normal stock ticker? So somebody posted, I can't remember who it was, and I'll dig it out. Somebody posted, does anyone know what this is called? And I think the whole thing was around crime and lies. Yeah. And I said, it's barcoding. And I was like trying to be serious. It's barcoding. I said, however, if you give it an extra couple of hours and you scan it, it'll say Ken Griffin is a piss flap. I scan that. I forgot my phone. I'm pretty sure it'll say. Forget my phone and scan it. I'm pretty sure it'll say Ken Griffin is a piss flap. So, yeah, it does. Yeah, Ken Griffin is indeed a piss flap. There you go.
That is amazing. What it is, that is basically the seismic activity of Joe Biden. So he's walking along. That's when he's falling over again. Fuck it.
Don't get all political, mate. It's very
I'm just
much
saying he falls over more than the average president. That's all I'm saying.
Blue or red in the US, and listen, we're British. What do we know? We know nothing.
Yeah, we've got absolutely shit to say.
We've got the same shit politics as those guys have got. Yeah, absolutely. Right. Let me just minimize this down. We're going to close the stream down in a minute, but I did want to get to the important bit of news, which was around GME. Let me just get onto the right screen.
I've not had much AMC content today, actually, have we?
No, I mean...
Next time. That's for next week, then.
Yeah, it is. But AMC...
Are we back on again? Are we doing next week?
Well, we've been extremely popular tonight. So first of all, thank you for tuning in. We really do appreciate you tuning in. It's very good. We've got like over 500 people. It's actually more like 600 people now. Yeah, 562 people. Which is fabulous. Let me just. I'm just going through my stream for today. Sorry,
if we are on again next week, I will do a little bit more research and come more prepared.
Joey was on fire, by the way.
Joey's always on fire. He's never left. Joey's been there the entire time, and I absolutely adore Joey. I think he's such a cool guy. Such a nice guy as well.
Joey is an absolute legend, but he's done some really brilliant posts, and so has, and I'm going to say it, I'm going to mention him, Citadel Air. Citadel Air has done some.
We never mention Citadel Air. He always gets really angry.
He always does a go at us for not mentioning him. So
you mention him now.
Citadel Air.
After he's been sat there waiting for 585 days, and there he's got a mention right at the end of the podcast as well.
Right at the end of the podcast. Do you know what? I cannot find this. I'll find this post. Give me one sec.
I'm still recovering from my illness. Emma says it was COVID. I don't think it was.
Well, I'm full of it as well. Here we go. Joey sold his car to buy more shares.
Brilliant. Right,
good lad. There you go. See, it's not just me. If you scan that barcode, you get that picture. Ken Griffin is indeed a piss flap. And let me. We could talk for 2 hours on this. There was so much.
We have done many times.
A great picture. Yeah. Where is it? I can't find where it is. Basically, here we go. There's all of this sort of stuff. So this is the Cohen's other business that we think is then starting to generate this portfolio of stocks and shares, these common A stocks shares, and also obviously investing into GME at the same time.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Bringing BBBY back up to aware, and here's the S3 as well. So here's the GME S3, around the 45 million shares that they're going to put for sale, generate some money, and the general gist is that they will then take that money and either do a warranted stock option where they will list stocks at a particularly high price to allow the shorts to leave their company, or they'll just use it as a way of funding more money and creating this investment part of GME.
Basically, GME are a company with no debts, with a 1.1 or 1.2 billion in the bank already.
Yeah.
Why would they need to make more money? Something is afoot.
No, exactly.
Something's happening, yeah.
So there's other rumors around BBBY, but again, it's been delisted. I don't know how this works, but BBBY with Teddy, creating Teddy with GME, blah blah blah, and there's some other bits here as well. But I think we'll finish on this, and this has come from Whelp007, and this probably is a good all-rounder area to finish. So this is when the S3 was announced on Friday, and after Roaring Kitty's last tweet. This is incredibly bullish. They are detailing their plans on how they set off an incredible bear trap or reverse Uno, whatever you want to call it. They can sell to whomever they want at whatever price they want at any time without having to disclose anything to the SEC. Now, I didn't know that. I did know that, but I forgot. They can also detail that they authorize the option to allow for creation of dividends and subscription rights offerings. Warranted, they're called warranted shares, and they spell out how existing shareholders could be paid by either of these programs. If a prime broker needs to buy a few million shares to unwind some of their short positions, GME can negotiate a deal directly benefiting the company's cash reserves. So basically, you want to buy 10 million stock, you can buy them off me for $100 a stock, and they'll come back into the coffers at that stage. Or they could offer a subscription rights to existing shareholders at a negotiated price. So they can come and buy, if we allow them, buy our stocks at the right price. So we can basically position our stocks at a price point where if we want to sell them back to GME so they can then sell them on to shorts, we have the option to do that as well. We also have the option to buy if we think the price is right.
It's phone numbers, baby.
It is. But that will then generate the squeeze. That will then generate that whole moment of, well, hang on, people are buying the stock. So they're buying the stock, the value goes up. The value goes up, the shorts start to panic. They then come and buy. They then want to get involved and say, shit, I'll buy it at 100, knowing full well the price is going to go above 100. And that's how you get the squeeze. And that's how you then get infinite losses. So especially as with DRS, right? A lot of people have DRS their shares.
Yeah.
Selling DRS shares isn't immediate. No. Right. So just think, I don't know how much of the float is now tied away. It must be 35-40% of the float allegedly is in DRS. So people aren't going to be able to sell those shares immediately. So they're going to be sat. You can put a sell order on, but they don't get sold straight away. So that will then
push it further. Yeah.
There's a delay on the sale, right? So that's then going to push it up even higher. So when it comes to sell, it's going to be a lot higher. In fact, there's your infinite losses. So anyway, with the proceeds of these sales, they could then issue a dividend to all shareholders, forcing all the existing short positions to have to pay the dividend owned on their shares. I mean, that is just what a double whammer that is.
Yeah.
You don't buy at the right price, you can't get out. You can't get out, the price goes up. The price goes up, well, they issue a dividend, and you've also got to pay the dividend.
Yeah, that's one in the pink and one in the stink for the shorts, isn't it? Yeah. No lube on that one. There you go.
No lube whatsoever. Right. I think we should leave it there. Unless you've got anything else to add.
No, I'm happy to leave it on no lube.
No, nothing else to add. I didn't check Twitter. Hang on a second. Let me check Twitter.
Has anybody been chatting to us? Any shout outs? Because I can't see any of the comments on this, so we need to get that sorted for next week because I used to be able to see it on. Can
you not see it? I think it's because you're not a co-host. I think I've not got any hours, mate.
GameStop's gone up another. It's gone into the green. It's up 22.89.
Get out of town.
So that's up. It's recouped its losses and it's up 309.
Did it go up after hours?
No, that's what it is. It must have gone up just before after hours because obviously is it shut now?
Well, yeah, shut now. Yeah,
309 up. Yeah. 309% up. Immutable X is still doing well, IMX. That's another 11% up today.
I can't see.
XRP doing all right.
Can't see any questions. So I think we'll call it a day, mate. That was a nice successful return, wasn't it? 585 days without doing it, and
I enjoyed it. We
stormed home. Stormed home. We've probably got all of it wrong, and we probably just
yeah, everything we said was absolutely
just ruined all of the hard work that Roaring Kitty did last week. But hey, guess what? We're just smooth-brained apes who just love the stock. Yeah. We don't care. We don't know. So
we might have got everything wrong. It might have been talking complete bollocks, but that's what we've done for the last 44 episodes before here, the last 2 years. So why break tradition, Col?
If you enjoyed it, Tune in next week. And thank you for everyone who's tuned in. We've got a really phenomenal audience today, which was lovely. And I was not expecting it because it's, like I said, our first podcast back for 585 days. So I
did call you sad bastards, but I was only joking. I do love you. I do really love you.
If you've got some DD that you want to send in this week, then send it in and you will be on the podcast next week, just like all these wonderful, beautiful people we've called out this week. We have done this week are on there. And if you're on it, you're in it. If you're in it, you're on it. Yeah, and we'll tag you in. We'll tag you into this once we've said goodbye.
Share as well, guys. Share us, get us out there. I think we're going to start doing this weekly again, are we, Col? Or
it'd be lovely, wouldn't it? It'd be really nice. We might do some pre-recorded ones if we struggle for time, because I know that your my job and your job are quite busy at the moment. So yeah. So this is why we need the squeeze to happen, so we can retire. That'd be nice.
Yeah, and do this every day.
Do this every day. Yeah, with you guys.
Become absolute complete pissheads.
We said we'd take it on tour, didn't we? We said we'd take it on tour. We'd take the podcast on tour. That would be funny. We could round all around the US and we'll just get drunk with you. That's just the way it works.
We'll come and see you once we're rich and the squeeze has happened. But yeah, share us. If you like what you see, if you like what you're listening to, just
send us questions.
Pass us on. Send us questions. Get involved.
We won't be able to answer them, but we'll turn them into a funny quote or a funny jest of some description. Yeah. And if you see any funny, amusing ape-like stuff, then send it to us, because we love all that. We'll take the piss out of it. Great. That's it. We're done, mate. Do you want to say goodbye?
Bye.
Bye-bye. Sam's gone. I'm going to go. Thank you very much for tuning in again. I love you all. Thank you. Goodbye.